What's up, guys? This is Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Week 12 team builder for the NCL, or the Nimbasa City League. This week we are taking on Phil once again, who beat us in Week 7 with a Thunderfang flinch from his Mega Aerodactyl, and that was a serious game that we both took seriously. I know I'm not taking this as seriously. I'm still building relatively standard because this match matters standings-wise for me, but I'm not taking it. I'm not like going all out for this match because there's actually a solid chance that we play each other in the first round of the playoffs or in the championship of the playoffs. If we don't play each other in the first round, then there's no way that we can play each other in the second round, just the way that I've organized the bracket and how it works. So we would match up in either the first round or the championship match, and so I don't want to give away all of my tech against him. You'll notice we're not bringing Melodic in the last week, which is strange, right? But I don't think that Melodic's going to be able to make that push into kill leader, and I think he's going to prep really hard to stop Melodic from winning the kill leader and getting Conk the kill to be the kill leader for the season. So I'm just opting to not bring it. It's whatever. I don't really care. I'm more concerned about winning this match with the team that I've built. So let's run through his team then. He's got Manaphy, Kinkeldurr, Nidoqueen, Whimsicott, Bronzong, Tauros, Mega Aerodactyl, Goodra, Umbreon, Rotom, and Blacephalon. Same team that he had last time. He made 0 transactions this season. Between last time and this time, I actually dropped Sylveon for Nihilego, which has helped overall, but really sucks in this matchup in particular because I think Sylveon's actually really good against his team. Despite him having Bronzong and Nidoqueen, Sylveon kind of put a lot of pressure on things like Kinkeldurr, things like Goodra, things like Umbreon, you know, his slower wall things. I mean, even Bronzong wasn't really taking Sylveon hits, and Sylveon can kind of stay in on it if it was just going to Gyro Ball rather than Heavy Slam. Because we're not taking it super seriously, I do think that he might end up running Rotom and Tauros. He's brought Rotom like once and Tauros to 0 games, and so I think he might end up bringing those, and they're big threats, don't get me wrong. I didn't think they matched up well against my team originally, but I think that he might bring them just because he can. Kinkeldurr's definitely coming. I think Mega Aerodactyl's definitely coming. Whimsicott came last time, and I actually wasn't expecting Whimsicott last time when it showed up. It didn't do anything, if I'm being completely honest. It actually did nothing to my team last time. I don't think Umbreon came last time. Blacephalon came, and my Alolan Raticate set picked it off, which was a brilliant Alolan Raticate set. I have to give myself a pat on the back for that one. If I'm ever asked in an application for League a set that I used that was nifty and worked, I'm definitely going to drop that one. So he has priority in Kinkeldurr with Mach Punch, and Umbreon with Sucker Punch, and Rotom with Sucker Punch as well. And I think that's it, actually. And Nidoqueen with Sucker Punch as well. So he's got some Sucker Punchers, but I only listed Umbreon because I've seen Curse Umbreon do work. He's got Hazard Setting in Nidoqueen with Rocks and T-Spikes, Bronzong with Rocks, and Aerodactyl with Rocks. Removal options in Whimsicott with Defog, Mega Aerodactyl with Defog, and Rotom with Defog, typically seen on the Whimsicott on his team. 4 times weaknesses in Whimsicott to Poison, and I've teched that on 1 time this time instead of none. Yeah. So, let's move into my team then. We are bringing Denny, the Stunfisk, Static, Leftovers, Stealth Rock, Earth Power, Thunderbolt, and Toxic. Rocks are just going to put things in range of being killed by my setup sweepers. I'm actually bringing 3 setup sweepers with Veil, so that's the play there. Dual Stab just hits his team really hard. Like, if Nidoqueen wants to switch on Thunderbolt, then it's not eating the Earth Power very well. Thunderbolt can hit the Manaphy relatively well. I mean, Whimsicott's still eating both of these hits, but I'm not super concerned about that because I could Toxic it. Unless he's a Subseed variant, which would be very obnoxious, and I've actually thought about a Subseed variant and how obnoxious it could be. Yeah, I mean, Thunderbolt beats the Arrow, which I don't think can OHKO me because of my investment, but there you go, who knows. Tauros might be able to put in work against me too, I actually don't know. But this is just my physical wall for things like Kinkeldurr, as the main thing I want to do to the Kinkeldurr is hit it with this. I really hope he's not Guts. That would really suck. That's why I opted not to run Discharge, but I'm still running Static because of Mega Aerodactyl, so we'll see. Next up, Superior. Bring Defog, Superior. Well, I'm not bringing Defog Superior, but I'm bringing Defog the Superior with Subseed, Glare, and HP Poison. So basically I can Subseed on his entire team, and then I can Glare things like Manaphy, I can Glare things like Blacephalon if he wants to switch in Blacephalon to try and break my sub, then I can Glare it, and then it's basically no longer a threat. I can Glare things like the Mega Aerodactyl. It's pretty free Subseed on things like Bronzong, Although Bronzong can definitely break my sub with a Gyro Ball, but it's, you know, things like Gudra, if he's not Sap Sipper, then I can Subseed on it. Things like Umbreon is really easy to Subseed on, and then I can just glare his whole team, paralyze a bunch of stuff, and HP Poison is there because I can't Subseed the Whimsicott, so I'm going to have HP Poison to break his own sub, and to actually hit that thing. I was initially running Toxic, and I realized if the Whimsicott sets up a sub on my Serp, then I'm screwed because I was running no attacks. I'm running a lot of speed on here. This is for, damn it, it's for something in particular, but I didn't write it down. It's for Manaphy. We're running a seed for Manaphy, so I can subseed on the Manaphy. Serp outspeeds Manaphy. That would be a good thing for me to have written down. Max HP and then a little bit of Spit F, because obviously we're not running a whole lot of offensive investment, and HP Poison is 4 times effective against the Whimsicott, so despite the middling special attack stat, it should still break us up. Alolan Ninetales, we're bringing a Light Clay variant with Aurora Veil, Freeze Dry, Encore, and Moonblast. I can Encore something into a setup move, hopefully the Manaphy, because I'll outspeed it. I can Encore Umbreon into things like Wish, which would be really obnoxious for the Umbreon. Freeze Dry is there to hit the Manaphy, and it also can hit the Whimsicott really well. I get walled by the Bronzong. Last time I brought Dark Pulse for the Bronzong, but I'm not running an offensive variant like I did last time. And I've got Moonblast there to hit the Conkeldurr if I can. I'm running a lot of bulk, so the Conkeldurr shouldn't be able to kill me with Mach Punch from the range that I was at like last time. And Moonblast should be able to deal with it still relatively well, despite the fact that I'm not running a whole lot of investment. Running on speed for the Manaphy, once again, max HP, and then a little bit of special attack investment like I was saying. We'll bring Fred again. Alolan Raticate's only come to my matches against Phil, so I feel like it's been kind of worthless this season, but it's been okay actually, overall. Just, I don't know if it necessarily puts pressure on people in prep, but I definitely could have brought it a couple times to deal with like offensive ghosts. Like against Ben, I definitely could have brought it to Pursuit Trap, things like Gengar. We're running Black Glasses with Hustle, Sucker Punch, Crunch, Swords Dance, and Double Edge. I don't really care about getting the extra damage from Double Edge. I think Crunch damage is more important, because the only thing that's really resisting Crunch is like the Umbreon and the Whimsicott that I would use Double Edge on, and I'm not really going to stay in on the Whimsicott anyways. I might stay in on the Umbreon and like Swords Dance in its face, because Foul Play is a resistant hit. Actually, Foul Play would still hit me really hard because of Hustle and a Swords Dance boost, but there you go. Sucker Punch is going to be key for things like Blacephalon and things like Mega Aerodactyl. Last time he switched out Blacephalon on me because I killed it with Pursuit, but this time I'm running a wildly different set than I did last time. But yeah, Black Glasses, Sucker Punch is going to do a lot of damage to stuff. I'm obviously still dying to Conkeldurr and Mach Punch, so I got to keep that in mind. But this way, with Sucker Punch and stuff, I can deal with other things, and I can set up on the Bronzong. I can set up an SD on the Bronzong, Sucker Punch things like Rotom to death, things like Tauros to death. I mean, with Black Glasses boost, we're getting a lot of damage off, and so at the very least, we're a wall breaker this week. I'm running a tiny bit of speed on here, and I'm actually missing 12 EVs. I don't know where that went. Let me just pop them somewhere, I guess. Put it in Spit F, I guess. Yeah, so I'm running enough speed on here to outspeed No Speed Gudra, and that might have been where my 12 EVs went actually, because I don't. Now I can't remember what No Speed Gudra was. It might have just screwed up my EV spread. Well, I'll change that for the battle. I'll double check it right after I'm done this to make sure that I'm outspeeding No Speed Gudra. That was the key, and also I want to make sure that I'm outspeeding Nidoqueen with a little bit of speed investment, because I think maybe he would have watched my Teambuilder and seen that I was like max HP, max Spit F, Alolan Raticate last time, and just like creep over me a little bit with Nidoqueen, and so I want to make sure that I'm creeping over the Nidoqueen for sure. Max Tech Adamant with almost max HP, and then yeah, a little bit of speed and tiny bit of Spit F. We're bringing Snow Cone, we're bringing a Psychium Z Mew with Rock Polish, Sword Dance, and Headbutt and Drain Punch. This can actually roll through his team if I can get the boost. Like, if I can get both boosts, then this can roll through his team. The problem is that Whimsicott gets Encore, so I can't just set up in front of it. I need better ways to deal with Whimsicott, honestly. My team can't deal with it that well, because I'm not bringing Nihilego, but the threat of Nihilego might force him to not bring Whimsicott. Nihilego does look really good against his team, and if we were to match up in the playoffs, it's something I would seriously consider bringing. I'm not going to confirm or deny whether or not I would bring it, because that's obviously a story for playoffs, but I would definitely seriously consider bringing Nihilego in the playoffs, because it does look good against his team, for sure. Yeah, but Double Dance with Zen Headbutt, Drain Punch, and then if I don't want to miss a Zen Headbutt on something, or it's something important, like if he happens to be Gooey Gudra, then I want to Psychium Z that thing so I don't lose my speed boost. yeah, that's basically it. Drain Punch hits everything that Zen Headbutt doesn't, and whatever Drain Punch doesn't hit, Zen Headbutt does, so that's the main thing. Bronzong's annoying, but, you know, can't do much about that, but Drain Punch is going to get me a lot of HP back on things like Umbreon and things like Tauros. And things like Mega Aerodactyl even potentially, if I'm going to set up on some stuff. Obviously, because I'm a Z Crystal, I eat knockoffs, so I'm not super worried about that. And that's the moveset here. We're running max speed to speed tie with Manaphy, max attack, and then foreign defense. Now, last but not least is Rebar or Komao. Komao has been slipping under the radar, and people really don't understand what the 7th Man Award is supposed to be. I was very confused why people didn't vote for Komao. It's barely come to any games, but it's had a huge impact. And then there's a certain Mon that's come to a ton of games, and it's definitely going to win the award now, and it's like, this isn't the definition, but it's fine. It's whatever. I don't care that much. Just, people are going to underestimate Komao on my team just because they haven't seen it a lot, and they definitely think that Mega Pinsir and Mew are like the bigger threats on my team. So, we'll see about that. But running Lumberry with Bulletproof, last time I set up on Bronzong for days because he Gyro Balled me and it does nothing, and I'm going for the same thing. Honestly, he can't really do much about that. Like Shadow Ball from Blacephalon, Shadow Ball from Rotom, I eat both of those for free. Last time he like forced my switch, but he Shadow Balled me anyways with Blacephalon when I switched into Raticate, which was a very strange play because Shadow Ball is nothing to Bulletproof, but there you go. I'm running Double Dance Como, so we're running 2 Double Dancers here, Rock Ball, Short Stance, and Autotomized Belly Drum. Basically, if I get up the Autotomized and the Belly Drum, then it's pretty much game. I can't confirm that for sure that it's game, because, you know, Conkeldurr exists, and actually I want to move this HP investment into defense investment for the Conkeldurr so that Mach Punch doesn't hurt me as much as it did last time. I think he took me out from a much higher range than I was expecting with Mach Punch. Drain Punch and Dragon Claw hits his whole team except for Whimsicott, which could be a problem because he's going to Moonblast me anyway. So essentially I have to wait for Whimsicott to go down or Whimsicott to not be in the game for this Komao to win. But if I see that it's not, then this Komao actually wins. There's like basically nothing he can do about it after that. I haven't run the calc on Foul Play from Umbreon. If like a Foul Play would kill me, if I was Belly Drummed, because I would imagine a Foul Play when I'm not +6 into a Foul Play when I am +6 would probably kill me because I'm running Adamant, but I'm not entirely sure. Again, whatever Drain Punch doesn't hit, Dragon Claw hits except for Whimsicott, so I'm really praying that it's not there or that I can set up with something else to kill the Whimsicott early. We're running enough speed investment to outspeed Scarf Blacephalon at +2, which would be the fastest thing that I'm comfortable outspeeding. I don't really care about Scarf Tauros because I think Scarf Tauros isn't as much of a threat as Life Orb Tauros. I would outspeed things like Rain Dance Manaphy or Z Rain Dance Manaphy, and I'm outspeeding Mega Aerodactyl with that investment too. So the only thing I'm not outspeeding would be like Agility Mega Aerodactyl or like Scarf Whimsicott, which if he's Scarf Whimsicott is less of a threat to my team. So yeah, that's basically that. And that's gonna be our team to take on Phil. So again, I'm not super confident, but I'm going into this match hoping to go 10-2, and if I can win 4-0, 5-0, or 6-0, I guarantee myself the division title. So this match does matter a lot in terms of my seeding for the playoffs. It doesn't even slightly matter to Phil. He's already clinched his division, so it doesn't matter at all for him, but there you go. That's going to be the team, and I will catch you guys for the match.